my goodness, one thing with it, it's warming up. It is feeling so much nicer out, but all the bugs are out, which I did not think about. But we're discovering there's a ton of wasps in the garage, which is not super fun. And that old mobile home is just like riddled with wasps' nests, so that's fun. But today we're gonna head back into the woods because we've got some friends that are helping work on the house, but we're taking a little bit of a break from that right this instant because we need to wait for our full building permits to get completed and passed and approved. So until that happens, we are going to get all the camping sites ready because part of being on a very low budget is we need to now figure out ways to bring in a little bit of income before we can open up like actual rentals. So we've got a good bit of wooded land around our property, so we're clearing out probably 4 campsites around the property of just a place to pop up a tent with a little compostable toilet on site per campsite. So with it getting warmer, we are worrying about ticks. So because in Tennessee there's a lot of ticks in the woods. So with that, we need to get rid of all that underbrush layer around those campsites as much as possible so that when people are heading back there, it's not an issue. So that's what we're doing today. I've got some electric hedge trimmers and also some hand pruners that we're gonna see what works. Oh, we got our power tools back. So we're storing all of our stuff at Jack's parents' house. Thank you so much for letting us keep all our stuff there. Since we don't have a house yet and we're living with our friends, we could only keep a little bit of our stuff. And so we didn't have to get a storage unit. They graciously let us keep our stuff at their house. So we went and visited the other day and got our leaf blower and hedge trimmer. So no more raking, at least not that much. So this should be a lot more efficient. Alright, so here is one of the sites that I kind of roughly cleared out the other day, but there is all this brush all around it that when the leaves start growing back, it's going to be impossible and full of insects. So I'm going to clear that out a little bit so that we can get back in there, and then eventually we'll have our own little toilet and stuff back here. But it looks right onto this little creek bed. That's so cute. And we need to figure out this whole walkway down back here. This is like an old road bed that goes on to our neighbor's property too. But when it rains really hard, all the water spills over and rushes down that bed. So we have to figure out how to grade that properly so that doesn't keep happening. But I'm also gonna put a path that goes all the way up this little ridge to where that trailer and that little barn is, so we can also come down that mountain so someone could just park right up there and walk down. So we're gonna get that all done hopefully today. We'll see where we finish. We have so much stinking stone on this property. Does anyone have any creative ideas on what we could do with all of this? I think we're gonna come back through another day and harvest a lot of this out of these beds, but I want to make some raised beds, make like a little cottage garden, and also I'm thinking one wall in the garage, what will be our house. I want to have like a stone wall, so I'm thinking we might just harvest a lot of these mountain stones and use those instead of buying manufactured or natural stone from a company, because we've got plenty of it. So if you have any insight onto how to do that or anything else we should try and do with all this, let me know. Oh my gosh, I am shocked on how quickly the landscape changes around here, because we're Florida kids and so like we don't get seasons like this. So to see everything change so quickly, like we were gone for 2 weeks, I think. And in that time, like all these trees had bloomed, all of this underbrush is starting to grow its leaves back. The ground cover's coming back, so it's so exciting. Wow. Nature. It's pretty neat. Alright, sad to say, but we're back at it with the rake. I tried the electric blower yesterday. It just wasn't the same. It really didn't work as good, and was gonna have to go back over it with the rake again anyway, so figured why add an extra step. So tried and true. Call me old-fashioned, but we're just gonna rake up all these campsites. So if you ever come stay here, just know that these were made with love and hard work. Here's the front driveway up here. We walk up, around, and down. We're gonna have a little sitting area with maybe some hammocks or fireplace right down there by the creek. And then if you come up and around, we thought that we were gonna stop it right here, but I think carried the trail down all the way down here to have a little bit of a bigger tent site. So once spring and summer hits, this will all be very lush and green, so you won't be able to really see anything around here. So really, I think we should keep clearing back there to open it up a little bit. So we're gonna keep working, but I don't know. I love camping. Are you guys tent campers? If so, let us know, like, what are your best camping experiences? What did you love about a good campsite? And what do you think? Like, whenever you see all this, what do you think we should add that would make it really special? So let us know. Comment below. What are like essential campsite amenities? Some of these things, like the dead branches and logs that are kind of in the way in these areas that people will be walking around a little more, we just don't want a ton of bugs and insects and critters to be around to make it unsafe for the people that are here. But we do want to take those and put them in places on the land that are not going to be quite as inhabited with people, because all of those things are so important. And we really want this to be a place with lots of biodiversity and just really healthy, solid ecosystems where we can work with our environment and not just clear everything off and take it to go get burned. But even just like these little piles of sticks are really great habitats for little birds and things that need shelter to hide. Okay, So I'm gonna take a break for a little bit and get a little poetic, because as I'm sitting here just shoveling rocks, and it's just a very repetitive task. So have been thinking a lot about this whole design process and everything that we've done so far, which doesn't feel like a whole lot, but it just takes a lot of time and hard work to do a lot of these things. So it's just really special and I'm really grateful to even have the opportunity and the time in our lives to do something like this, and so grateful for Jack, who is able to provide for us right now so that I can take time to get these things started, which I will be going back to work soon, but which I'm excited about. But it's been really special to have my work be here and to be able to have just really hands-on manual labor for a lot of hours a day. It's just really special to have this vision and be part of this design process that is not a quick, gratifying, instant gratification type of deal. It's just not. And I always used to think of design as more of a painting where you have this blank canvas and you get to just create whatever you want and bring about something so beautiful that would have never come about before that. And while that is sometimes true, I think that in designing this space in more of a permaculture mindset, it really is more of a sculpture, and that has been so beautiful to get to experience, because rather than coming in just bulldozing some of this down and making what we want, to get to come out here and handpick and chip away piece by piece, just as if this is a big piece of marble being sculpted by Michelangelo. I just imagine him sitting at the feet of his creations for hours on end, just poring over the vision that he had for those, and that's really what we want this to end up being one day. It's not something that's going to be quick or easy by any means, but I think one day it will be so beautiful to get to look back at these days where it's like, wow, this was such a raw piece of land and an opportunity, but we get to steward this well and with respect, and to do this in a way that is sustainable and mindful of the ecosystem that we're in and the life that's here. So I don't know, thoughts while shoveling rocks. Let's get back to sculpting. Alright, y'all. We are gonna call it quits because this is now day 3 of trying to finish this video. We're trying to get all of this stuff done in the woods before the weather starts getting too hot, which it is already kind of, we're already there, because I didn't realize how important it was to get all this done while it was cold, because we do have rattlesnakes, copperheads, all the other poisonous fun things out here in the woods that we've heard from our neighbors and other owners that there is a decent amount, not too many, but they've seen a few. Enough to where we don't want to be walking around in the leaves in the woods, because it is a little higher of a risk. But we've got some good work done out here. I think this week we're going to start re-siding some of the garage that we are hoping to get livable very soon. And we're updating our water tanks so that we can get running water and have a decent supply off the spring up there. So we'll bring you guys along for the ride and see if we can figure out what we're doing along the way. So as always, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.